Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Portland State University, and thank you for participating in our pre-arrival webinar, Life in Portland and PSU Resources. My name is Yoko Honda, and I am an International Student Life Advisor and a Coordinator for International Student Orientation at PSU. Today's webinar is recorded, and it will be uploaded on our website next week. If you have any questions, please ask us through Q&A chat instead of raise hand. We hope to answer your questions as long as time allows us. If you have an in-depth question, please feel free to email us after the webinar. We're happy to connect with you. In our webinar today, we will go over introduction of presenters, introduction of the International Student and Scholar Services, before and after you travel, life in Portland, life at Portland State University, upcoming events and workshops, and Q&A. I would like to ask my colleagues and presenters to introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Yegane Jalapur, and I am a graduate student studying my PhD in computer science, and I am from Iran. I am also a student mentor leader at ISMP, International Student Mentorship Program.
Hi everyone, this is Rachel Dietz. I'm an International Student Life Advisor, so I work really closely with Yoko, and we're really excited to be able to tell you a little bit about what you can expect about life in Portland this evening, so please ask us questions.
The main office you will utilize during your study at PSU is the International Student and Scholar Services on the 6th floor of Carl Miller Center. Our office provides immigration advising, student life advising, programming, and support for more than 1,400 international students from nearly 80 different countries at PSU. We hope that you consider our office as your home away from home. Each week during the academic terms, we send out an e-newsletter to PSU international students and share important information about resources on campus, upcoming workshops, events, and job opportunities. If you would like to know more about the services we offer, please visit our website at pdx.edu/international-students. Please contact oia@pdx.edu for immigration-related questions and intl-life@pdx.edu for student life and pre-arrival questions. Our staff members are looking forward to meeting you during Fall 2019 International Student Orientation in September.
All right, so let's take a minute to poll the audience. All of you who are participating can answer this first question. So the question is, when are you arriving in Portland? Are you already here? Are you coming next week? Are you coming the week after? Or maybe sometime in September? Or maybe you're not sure yet. Okay. So it looks like one person's already here and a few people are coming kind of second week of September and a few people are coming right before orientation. So that's great.
All right, so before you travel, of course, you have to choose your arrival dates. Many of you already decided when you are coming to PSU or Portland. As you know, you can enter the United States no more than 30 days before the start date listed on your I-20 or DS 2019. If you haven't decided yet, we encourage you to arrive between September 18th and the 20th as we have a campus welcome between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. in Carl Miller Center. The university housing has an early move-in between 9 a.m. and midnight during those days. If you wish to move into your campus housing during this time, please sign up through your housing portal before August 28. Collect your required documents. Take a look at your admission letter and bring any documents that are listed there. such as official sealed transcripts. If you are a J1 student or sponsored by your government, you may be eligible to waive out of PSU health insurance. In this case, please bring your health insurance coverage information translated in English. Of course, you have a valid passport, visa, and I-20 or DS-2019 for your travel. Make sure to have a paper or scanned copy of them just in case. Prepare your finances. It's common to see Americans use credit cards for large and small things. Even if you have a credit card that you can use here, we recommend you to bring some cash and change just in case. Housing accommodations. It's very important for you to have housing secured or at least short-term housing secured before arriving in Portland. If you need assistance, please contact your international student mentor or review our previous webinar about housing information on our website under pre-arrival information. Medical checkup. As many of you already know, medical costs are very high in the United States. Staying healthy is your #1 priority and a key to success. We recommend you to go through a medical checkup, such as an eye test, dental exam, and general checkup before you leave your country, if you still have time. Most health insurance in the United States do not cover eye exams and dental care, so take care of these things while you are in your country. Don't worry if you become sick. PSU has a student clinic that you can access for mental health, physical health, dental services, and testing services. If you bring in prescription medications from your country, they should be in their original containers with the prescription printed on the container, or in a different container with a copy of your prescription or letter from your doctor. Food and spices. Your mother or other family members may give you their special spices so that you can cook your favorite food that reminds you of your home. If you're not certain about what food items you can bring to the United States, please go to don'tpackapest.com. We'll be sad to know if they are taken from you at the airport because they are on the prohibited items list. Portland has grocery stores of different cultures, and you can find most of spices that you use for your cultural dishes. How to connect with your family and friends. There are so many free platforms that you can use to connect with your family and friends back home. Utilize free Wi-Fi available on PSU campus, cafes, and other public places in the United States. Though we advise you to be careful when using free Wi-Fi, as cyber criminals can steal your data. Once you arrive, tell your family, friends, and your mentor that you arrived safely. If you arrive in Portland before or during September 18th through 20th, please visit the campus welcome table in Carl Miller Center to say hello to our mentors. You can sign up for activities before the term starts and get the help you need in settling into your new home. We plan to have a campus tour each day so that you can familiarize yourself to your campus and find out where your classrooms are. If you already registered for fall classes, you can get your first PSU ID card for free. Your ID card will allow you to access the Student Rec Center, check out library books, and enter academic buildings. If you have specific majors such as engineering, you may need to contact your academic department to be granted additional access to a lab or building. Opening a bank account to pay for your tuition and fees is recommended. We do not have any contract with a specific bank, so choose a bank that is close to your housing, has student benefits, and/or has a better relationship with your bank back home. Purchase or rent textbooks. Through BoundWeb, where you register for classes, you can find bookstore links for the cost of required materials. You can buy new or used textbooks through the PSU bookstore. You can also sell your books to the PSU bookstore when you're done with them. You can also rent them through several online outlets and at the PSU bookstore. Check out the PSU library. It's possible that your instructor puts textbooks on reserve. You can ask your international student mentors how they get textbooks. Our office has a free SIM card you can use. On September 25th, we have an International Student Resource Fair between 11 a.m. and 12:30 p.m., where you can talk with representatives of banks, cell phone companies, and other on and off-campus resources that are beneficial to you. We hope you can attend this resource fair to collect information so that you can make the best decisions.
Great. Let's hear from the audience once again before we learn more about life in Portland. So we have a second question. What is your impression of Portland from what you've heard so far? Good public transportation system, bike friendly, Rose City, keep Portland weird, a lot of nature, mountains and Oregon coast, Saturday market, sustainability, food carts, coffee, maybe some other things too. Okay. So most people have heard about our awesome nature, mountains and the Oregon coast nearby. But it looks like all of you have heard something about Portland and the reputation that we have as bike friendly and Rose City and lots of quirky, fun things. So let's try another question. If you're still in your country, have you packed yet? Are you ready to go, or you have a few more things? Or maybe you are a procrastinator and you haven't started yet. All right, looks like most of the people maybe have a few more things to go, or maybe they haven't started yet. But nobody's quite ready to go yet. That's okay. Now, Yagana is going to introduce you to life in Portland.
Okay. So I'm as I said, I'm an international student mentor, and it's good to respond to your mentors because we are here. We have been trained a lot to answer your questions. So feel free to ask your questions from your mentors. First of all, I want to talk about the weather in Portland. So, as you know, like Portland is known as a Rose City, is one of the Rose cities in the United States, and we have even Rose Festival during summer, which is so great, and we have Test Rose Garden and Rose Squares, which are really great to visit. The other thing about Portland is that it rains a lot. And for those of people who love rains, it's a really great opportunity to live here. And just because it rains a lot, it creates a lot of beautiful nature surrounding the city. It creates nice sceneries, and it has a lot of nice hiking places. Now moving on to what to bring to when you're traveling here. So first of all, warm clothes, because it's gonna be cold during fall and winter. And it's great if you can bring your umbrella, or if you have a raincoat or rain jacket, or rainproof shoes. And or you can also purchase good rain gears here in Portland. The other thing is that you can bring some snacks, is instant food, just in case. So here, talking about transportation, Portland has a great public transportation. We have TriMet, which includes buses and MAX. MAX is one of the trains that we use here in Portland. And we have a streetcar which is free for students and a bus commuter trail. So going back to Portland is a bicycle-friendly city. We have really good trails that you can bike around. I used to bike around a lot, and sometimes when the weather is really nice, I just want to go around the city and bike. So we have options like at PSU, which is called Bike Hub. You can rent, repair your bikes, and do so many other things by just going to Bike Hub. We have another option as well, which is called Bike Town. It is Nike's Bike Town, which is free for students. You can use up to overall 90 minutes per day for free as your student membership. And this is the picture of the streetcar, bus, and Max. Life in Portland. So safety first. Portland is well known to being a really safe and welcoming city, and people are really nice here. If you go and walk by the street, people smile at you and say hi, and you can travel with someone whenever you can. I recommend that. I encourage you to do that, especially if you're going out a little bit later at night. Especially stay alert and keep your belongings with you and have a plan. For example, if you go to the library to study, if you want to go to the bathroom for a second, just get all your stuff with you, and just be aware all the time. And we have an emergency number if you are in Portland, and you can always call 911 because it is the U.S. emergency line number. And we on PSU, or Portland State University's campus, we have campus public safety office, which there are officers to help the students and any other people who are living on campus. And here's the link that you can see, and their emergency number is 503-725-5911. And the non-emergency number is 503-725-4407. I encourage you to save that number into your phone and use them as when you need it. So there is one option that campus public safety has, and it is called escorting services. It's a service which is available for you guys 24/7. And this is when you need them. For example, when you are on campus and, for example, you're in the library, 11 o'clock, you want to go to your house, which is a little bit far away from a library, and you just want to feel like that, okay, it's not safe, totally safe enough. So you just call them, or you go to CPSOs, which is on Montgomery and Broadway, to request the safety escort. So take advantage of this service, and yeah, that's it.
Right, so as a two-time alumna of PSU and a former international student, I can proudly say that there is a resource for everything here. You have access to a rec center to work out, play sports, swim, and release some of your stress. The outdoor program offers various low-cost trips for students to explore Oregon's nature, such as hiking, camping, and snowboarding. We recently took a group of international students on a stand-up paddleboard trip at a lake in Washington State. It was one of the most relaxing yet fun trips we've ever done. If you're moving to Portland with your family, the Services for Students with Children offers services such as childcare subsidies, safe and clean lactation spaces, fun social and cultural events, and many more. If you don't know where to look for specific services you need, please contact our office or your international student mentor. One of the best ways to make friends and connect with PSU campus is to join student organizations on campus. During spring term, multicultural student groups organize cultural nights to showcase their cultures with food and entertainment. You can be part of the committee to organize a successful event. Please visit the website listed there to find out more about student organizations. Yagane, are you involved in any specific student organization?
Yes, I am a leader and a board member in ISAP, Iranian Student Association of Portland, and it is one of the group or clubs at PSU that we try to present our culture, to celebrate our festivals and so forth by holding events at PSU to share our story from my own country, which is Iran. And you all guys are welcome to join any student organization. There are a lot of other student organizations coming from different countries or for any other reasons, and even probably your department, but that you can, they're gonna be really happy that you can join them. For example, we have some other student organization like Indian Student Association, Korean Student Association, or you can even start your own student organization.
As an international student, you can apply for PSU General Scholarships between October and February for the next academic year. Our office offers 3 scholarships: International Cultural Service Program, International Student Retention Scholarship, and a Keith Morton Scholarship for current students. We will have a workshop during the academic terms to review eligibility and tips on how to write a strong application. More information will be available through our weekly newsletter.
Okay, we're going to have one more poll before we talk about academic life at PSU. We want to hear from the audience. What is your education level? Bachelor's, postdoc, master's, or doctoral? Most people have voted, and looks like we're about half and half, bachelor's and master's students out there, and a couple of postdocs as well. Awesome.
All right. So the US classroom culture may be quite different from the one that you're used to in your country. There's a 3-credit course called College Success Course that undergraduate student can take to learn tools for success at PSU. PSU is a quarter system school, meaning that we have 4 terms in a year: fall, winter, spring, and summer. Though summer is usually a vacation term for many international students. If you're transferring from a semester school, you may be surprised how fast the term goes. Attendance is part of your grade. Expect to spend some time on your homework. If you need help with your essays, please visit the Writing Center for writing support. Tutoring is available for certain courses such as biology, chemistry, mathematics, and more. And also, group work is encouraged in most classes. You can choose and register for classes on your own. Make sure to connect with your academic advisor in your academic department to create a course plan so that you know what classes to take each term. We highly encourage you to meet with your academic advisor at least once a term. We have casual atmosphere in the classroom here. Your professors may introduce themselves as their first names rather than Dr. So-and-so. They may not be wearing a suit and tie either. They welcome questions during class and ask your opinions on certain topics. You may see students drinking water or soda as long as professors are fine with that. Now, how about academic expectations for graduate students?
So as I've seen so far, there are a lot of prerequisites when you're attending graduate level classes. Especially they have the prerequisite of some bachelor level classes with the same category. And as long as homework and projects, they can the homework and project can be more research-based for some classes, and for some classes it can be more project-based. And also, if you're a PhD student, you may get some extra homework or assignment, which are generally research-based to do, and it also depends on what class you're taking. And in talking about software and computer programs, there are some softwares and computer programs that you can use. For example, we have Microsoft products which are free for students, and if you're a researcher, you may have access to some more computers, software and programs, and you need to talk to your academic advisor to get access to those. And in talking about midterm and finals, they may be paper-based, and it also depends on the class compared to undergraduate level classes.
So I would like to give you an idea of what students' schedule like. Using an example of Farah, our student assistant and a new international student just like you for fall 2019 from Senegal. Farah's classes will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays so that he can focus on his on-campus work and finish homework on the other 3 days of the week. He enjoys getting his schoolwork done on campus, in the library mainly, because he can feel easily distracted at home. As a former student leader at his previous school and participated in many social justice programs, he's interested in getting involved in the Multicultural Center or volunteering opportunities at PSU. With his classes and on-campus work, he still finds time to play basketball with friends and go for a long walk. It's very important for students to have a balance between schoolwork and a personal life and hobbies.
As a PhD student, you may have 2 to 4 days that you have to take classes. And if you're taking classes, you have to work on your homeworks and research as well. So for me, myself, I'm treating my PhD as a job. So my schedule is from 9 to 6 every day. And I try to work within these hours. And I'm trying to not to stay home and study, but I will try to go to my office or library to study in order to get more focused. And by going to my office, I will get a chance to talk to other graduate students, and we can share ideas, we can learn from each other by studying different projects. And this is a great opportunity, just trying to work with some other people as well. And I also try to take some days off, for example, weekends, to go out and hang out with friends or going for a hike, and sometimes getting together with some other graduate students to not talk about graduate studies, but yeah.
So if you're a graduate student, we have the Office of Graduate School that offers services for, again, master's and doctoral students. And they're located in the Park Mill building. And if you would like to know more about funding opportunities, please visit their website listed there. Graduate assistants, also known as GAs, are graduate students who are hired to perform instructional, research, or administrative duties. Because they receive a tuition remission and a fee remission, it's competitive to get a GA-ship. Some of you may be GA starting in fall. In that case, congratulations. And some of our graduate mentors are GAs, and they're happy to share their experiences with you if you would like to know more about GA-ship. The Office of Graduate School also offers graduate student-only programming, such as Learn at Lunch Writing Intensive Series and Saturday Writing Workshops. In winter term, 3-minute thesis is held for graduate students to share their thesis topics in 3 minutes and to compete for prizes. In spring term, the Student Research Symposium is held to showcase innovative research by PSU students across all disciplines. Posters and oral presentations of papers will be featured. If you have questions about their services, please contact ogs.srvcs@pdx.edu.
So we're gonna have upcoming events and workshop for new students. We will post several fun trips and events for you guys in this fall and also later as well. And the first thing is the International Student Resource Fair. It's gonna be held on September 25th. It's gonna be after graduate orientation and 1 day before undergraduate orientation. I highly encourage you guys to go and attend that because you're gonna see a lot of people coming from different companies, and you're gonna ask them questions about whatever you have doubts from. And we're gonna have a Portland Timbers game, and we're gonna have shop for free giveaways that you can get a lot of the stuff from the householding or home furnishing and clothes to a lot of other things. We have hiking trips that we're gonna go around different small hikings around Portland, and we have workshops about finding an on-campus job. We're gonna have other career fairs coming from different companies to campus that you can go to those career fairs and learn from them and talk to the recruiters and give out your resume and much more. So never miss the International Student Newsletter because we're gonna have great updates for you.
Okay, it's time to get your questions answered. And so please use the Q&A function to type in your questions for the panelists. And they'll be available to answer any questions that you have. So we have a question already, and that is, can we rent a bicycle for daily travel? Panelists, do you know about that one?
Yes, you can rent bikes from Bike Hub at PSU, which it's cheaper if you rent them monthly or per term, but if you rent it per day, it's gonna be more expensive. But we're gonna have Bike Town, which is also Nike Bike Town, as I said, and they're gonna be, for students, it's gonna be 90 minutes free, and you can rent for a day more than 90 minutes if you wanna use as well.
Okay, I have some information. So depending on what type of bicycle you would like to borrow from Bike Hub, so it seems like, let's say, breeze or city bike, which is easy rider, makes commuting through the city a breeze, which is $20 half day, $35 full day, $55 weekend, $75 full week, and then $15 additional day. So you can check out, the rates of the bicycle if you go to www.pdx.edu. Let me see, Bike Hub /daily-weekly rentals.
Awesome. Thanks, panelists. That's great. I actually used to rent a bicycle from Bike Hub for a whole term, and it was a great deal because you also, I don't know if they still do this, but I got free bike parking on campus too in a secure garage. So it was a really nice service that they provided. Here's another question. Can graduate students receive free TriMet services?
As far as I know, you cannot receive free TriMet services, but a streetcar is gonna be free.
Yeah, exactly. I think, do you know how much the student pass is?
The student pass, we're gonna have a TriMate reduced fare program, which is called Flex. And we have discount actually not only for graduate students but also for undergraduate students. It's gonna be monthly maximum of 20.
We're looking it up for you.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, I found it. Thank you very much for waiting. So if you purchase fall term biking pass, the sale begins September 20th, and the pass is valid from September 20th and December 31st, and it will be sold for $150. So if you get this pass, you can ride TriMet buses, max, how many times ever you want to. This is a good rate, especially if you're commuting from, let's say Beaverton or a little further away from downtown.
Awesome. And you can get that at the Parking and Transportation office, right? Correct. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So here's another question. Are there any scholarships available for international students?
Yes, we do. So as I mentioned earlier, international students who are current students, we have International Cultural Service Program, ICSP, which Rachel is an advisor for. And Rachel, would you like to say a little bit about ICSP?
Sure. That's the largest amount of money scholarship that international students can get. So it's pretty attractive that way. It's $3,250 per term. And students complete 30 hours of public speaking about their culture out in local classrooms. And so you might go and meet with kindergartners and tell them about what it's like back in your home country so that they can learn about the world. So it's pretty cool.
Thanks, Rachel. And then we have another scholarship called International Student Retention Scholarship. And this one is focused more on students' financial situation. So if students are in the financial situation, a severe one, then student can apply for this one. And students will be able to receive $1,500 toward tuition and fees for maximum of 6 terms, excluding summer. And we also have a Keith Morton, which is available for undergraduate students only. PSU international student can apply for PSU general scholarships as well. So you can definitely find out more about scholarships during the orientation, as well as during a term, since we will have a workshop available for you.
Okay, what about the installment payment plan? Is it every 3 months? Do you guys know how the payment plan works?
Yes, so you have to, the deadline for fall term tuition payment is October 6th, and by October 6th, you have to pay in full, or you can opt into a payment plan. So yes, the payment plan has 3 installments, and there's no additional fee to sign up for it. So you have to put the information, billing information. You can put the credit card information, or if you have a bank in the United States, you can use e-check, which doesn't cost a credit card fee. And then when the installment date comes, they will pull money from your account.
Awesome, thank you. Do international students have to pay additional fees when they use school facilities such as the gym?
So for all PSU students, if they're taking certain amount of credits, you will be paying for a rec center fee already that's attached to the tuition and fees. So once the fall term hits, you can use the rec center. Just bring your ID card, and you'll be able to swim in the swimming pool. They have rock climbing wall, as well as a different workout sessions.
Here's a follow-up question about safety. Why should we prefer traveling together in the campus or the city? What would be the purpose of that?
Why the reason?
Yeah.
So it's always is a safe thing to travel with someone. I think no matter where you are, it's great to let someone know where you are. And yeah, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think especially at night, you know, because our university is part of downtown Portland, and it's always good to have a kind of buddy system so that you feel, safer on campus or even downtown. You know, if something happens, you have somebody who are with you, and then you can kind of work out things together.
Yeah. Just a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
So this person says, my GA shift contract starts on 15th of September. Can I arrive in Portland a day after that because my paperwork takes a long time to process?
I personally had the same experience. So my THE was starting at 24th of September and I arrived on 25th. It was okay because I was waiting for my visa and it was taking a little bit longer than I was expected, and that is fine as long as you have a good reasons behind it.
And then make sure to contact your academic advisor, faculty advisor who gave you the GA ship, so that they know when to expect.
Which vaccination reports are required by PSU?
MMR, which is measles, mumps, and rubella. So you don't have to get documents from doctors. You just have to know the dates, like 2 dosage dates that you received, possibly when you were young. So just ask your a parent or family members who know, and then you just have to put those dates down on the MMR MMR forms, so that our student clinic can take off the hold, which is a restriction on your accounts.
We have a question about housing. In a near future, can I rent an apartment as an international student?
Yes, you can. But I think the hurdle or barrier for many international students, especially brand new international student, is that you don't have a social security number. For the apartment to kind of check where you lived and you are making payments on time and things like that. So it's possible they might ask you for more higher deposits to pay. But yes, it is possible to rent an apartment. And many students do that.
Yeah. If you need help finding an apartment, you should email your mentor or email us and we'll be happy to help answer your questions about that. Here's a question. Does it rain really heavily or does it only drizzle? Depends on who you ask, I guess.
That is a good question, isn't it? At times it drizzle and at times it pour. But it's interesting that, to kind of differentiate people from Portland and people from different cities or even outside Oregon, is that people in Portland don't wear umbrellas in rain for some reason.
But a raincoat is a good suggestion.
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay. Which is the most favorite bank of international students?
Well, since we don't have any contract with them, we cannot say which is the best for you. So as I said earlier, during a resource fair, we will invite local banks and then banks, like bigger banks as well. So for example, near campus or on campus, we do have US Bank, Wells Fargo. We have an ATM machine for Bank of America, Chase, and local banks around a campus. So when you are choosing a bank, you can ask your mentors, which banks they use. It's always good to have a bank close to your house or close to your apartment or ATM machine. So when you need to go there, it's just so convenient for you. And I also, think about the fees when you have an account with banks. So if you are going to wire transfer money from back home, make sure how much it's gonna cost to do that. And then it might depends on the banks that you will be using in the United States.
And to add one thing, you can also check for the fees for your saving account. Some banks, they have, for students, they do not charge you as a saving fee, but some banks do.
Good questions. So we've answered a lot of questions. If you have more, please type them into the Q&A. We have plenty of time to answer your questions. Please don't use the raise hand function. Just type in your question to the Q&A box and we will answer it for you. Panelists are standing by. In the meantime, we can tell you about our next webinar. So if you think of a lot of questions between now and the next couple weeks when you're packing and preparing to come to Portland, be sure to join our next webinar, which is the advisor chat session. We will have advisors from the Office of International Student and Scholar Services, as well as from International Admissions and from the graduate school, as well as mentors available to answer any kind of questions that you have. Even if you think they're crazy or stupid, we are here to answer all of those questions. And so please join us for that one. And you can register there at that link. We'll also be sending you an email with the registration link too. We do still have 12 more minutes. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type them into the Q&A. And our panelists are ready to answer your questions. Here we have one. Can international students acquire an Oregon driving license?
Yes. So as an international student, you can get either Oregon ID or driver's license. And we are planning to have a workshop inviting DMV, which takes care of the Oregon driver's license, and also student legal services at PSU to talk about how to get a driver's license here in Oregon, and also how to get a car in Oregon. So I think it will be a great a workshop for you to attend. But just FYI, if you are going to apply for Oregon ID or driver's license in Oregon, you need to wait about 10 days after the fall term starts, because they use a lot of system to make sure that you're here legally. And then we only have access to one system, and we have to activate your immigration status at PSU once you're here and register full-time courses. And once it's all synced in, then the DMV will be able to verify your information, and you will be able to get driver's license.
Awesome. Cool. So a question, how can international students pay the tuition fee?
So you can use credit card to pay for tuition and fees. So when you pay, you can go to bandweb.pdx.edu to make a payment, either at once, or you can opt into a payment plan. But if you're using credit card, just let you know that there will be, I believe, is a 6.75% of a convenience fee that's on top of the payment that you will be making. It's not coming to PSU, it's more like for your credit card company. You can also do a wire transfer. If your, let's say, family members would like to send money directly to PSU, you can do that. And then in that case, you can ask your mentor with the information. And then also you can, of course, pay with cash, but we don't really recommend that because you'll be carrying a lot of cash, which is not that safe. So it's usually recommended to have a bank account in the United States, so that maybe your family members can send you money into that bank and you'll be able to pay with a bank card or e-check to pay for tuition and fees.
All right, awesome. A follow-up question, can we use Forex card for fee payment? I'm not sure that we know what that means. I don't know what a Forex card is, and I don't think our panelists do either. If whoever that is, your question, if you could type in a little more explanation about what is a Forex card, or maybe that's a credit card used in your country only, in which case probably not. So get back to us on that one. Another question, do you know from what countries are the incoming students? Yes, we do. We have all that information. Yep. As an international student, what is the easiest way to get a Social Security number?
The easiest way to get a Social Security number is for you to get an on-campus job. Without that, you cannot apply for a Social Security number. And then we will have a workshop about how to get an on-campus job on September 25th. So just wait for that too.
Hope to see you there. Can I get a part-time job outside the campus?
You can, but with authorization from our office. So it's kind of more into the future because you have to spend 9 months as a full-time student in order for you to qualify for, it's called CPT, it's a curricular practical training, and then you'll be able to, let's say, get an internship or volunteer outside campus to gain practical experience. And then it needs to be related to your field of study as well. So we will kind of, talk about that during our orientation. So just wait for that to happen as well. And you can also check out, what CPT is and how to apply and eligibility on our website as well.
Thanks, Yoko. Is there a maximum number of hours that a student can work at an on-campus job?
Yes, so during the academic terms, international student can work up to 20 hours per week. And then during the breaks, let's say like a summer vacation or a break between terms, you can work up to 40 hours per week.
So Alexandra is wondering, she already has a Social Security number from when she had a temporary working visa. Does that still work, or should she get a new one?
I believe you can still use that Social Security number or card. It stays with you as long as Social Security is here in the United States.
That's great. Just one number per person. Any other questions from the audience? We have 6 more minutes. So feel free to type in your questions to the Q&A.
I have a question for Yegane. So Yegane, where's your favorite place to study on campus?
I actually have a bunch of places, great places to study. One is in Smith Memorial, a student union. We call it SMSU. There is a lounge on 4th floor that it is quiet. You have a great view to the outside, and you can just go there, work, and study while facing you to the trees and buildings, and it's beautiful. I also like to study in our department. We have like small offices. Sometimes when I need to focus, I go there, and yeah, these
Nice.
are good places.
Thanks.
We have a couple of questions about bank accounts. What documents are usually required when you open a bank account? We're gonna have to maybe look that one up.
Yeah. The things that I remember so far, you need to have your passport.
Yeah.
You need to have your I-20, and probably some banks require your admission or your attendance to the PSU or the school that you're going to. And
Maybe-
social security, if you have, it is highly highly being asked from them. But if you don't have, it's totally fine too.
Yeah. Sometimes I think maybe you need like some mail, like something proving where you live, your address, something like that.
Proof of, yeah, I
Maybe
think
not. I don't know.
proof of address.
But the bank website will probably be able to tell you that when you choose a bank, you'll be able to find that on their website. And how long does it take to get a bank account? If you have all the documents, you can open it that same day right then. at that time. Here's a good question. Since the weather is so cloudy, what precautions should one take as it's so gloomy around? What kind of suggestions do you guys have?
Oh, I have one great suggestion in
Yeah.
mind. We have one source which it is called Mind Spa in one of the in a student services building,
Student clinic.
a student clinic building. Okay, and you get 3 sessions free that you can go have the lightings. What do you call it? Like it's a kind of a simulation of the sun, and there is a massage chair that you can use, and it's really relaxing. At the same time, you can get revived, your energy back. Yeah, I use it and I like it a lot.
Oh, good. And then just, make sure to get involved. If you have hobbies that are mainly outside, kind of rethink what you would like to do, what you're interested in doing indoor. We do have rec center that you can, join, and you can play basketball or volleyball, or you can run, rock climbing, and things like that. And then also we have tons of, well, I shouldn't say tons of, a few professional sports league or sport teams available, such as, NBA is Portland Blazers, soccer is Portland Timbers, and then Thorns, as well as hockey teams as well. So those things that you can definitely go and then, watch and enjoy as well. Do you have any other suggestion?
Talk to your friends in your classes, make friends, and study together as long as your professors allow you. And just make friends and have fun.
Yeah,
Don't let it get you down.
exactly.
It's not that bad.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No.
Don't be too worried.
The weather is great these days, so
Yeah.
come and enjoy.
Okay, we have 2 more questions and just about 1 more minute. So one question, can we get permission to work in labs whenever we are free?
What kind of labs do they mean?
We're
Labs in
not-
their department?
Maybe that means a lab in the department. Yeah.
So, for example, in our school, we are allowed to work as long as we want, and as long as your advisor or your department gets you access to that lab, you're allowed to work there. But for example, for some labs, you're not allowed to work alone, so it's not it's not recommended to work alone. So it's good to be with someone. For example, if you're a chemistry major, and yeah.
Thank you. one final question. What documents should we carry, and can we have a soft copy of them, or is a hard copy required?
For let's say, are you talking about immigration documents? Because you need to have the real passports, and that has a visa if you're traveling into the United States, a valid visa. And then I-20 DS 2019. So when you are showing those documents to the immigration officer at the airport, you have to have original one. But we, always kind of tell students to have a copy of them available just in case if something happens.
Mm-hmm. Hope that helps answer your question. Okay, well, thank you so much for all of your engagement and your wonderful questions for our panelists. You kept us very busy tonight, which is great. It is 7 o'clock, and so we're finished with the webinar at this time, but please join us for our next webinar, the Advisor Chat session on the 28th of August. And we're excited to meet you all very soon.
Yes.
Anything else, panelists?
No, we are looking forward to meeting with you very, very soon.
Yeah, see you later.
See you later. Thank you.